Hello, listeners. Welcome to Stories Philippines podcast, where I, Alex, your host, dive into the eeriest tales from the beautiful islands of the Philippines. Today's episode is especially chilling as we explore some of the most haunted houses scattered across the archipelago. These locations, though their names have been changed to protect privacy, are steeped in history and packed with paranormal activity. So turn off the lights, get cozy, and prepare yourself for a journey into the world of ghouls, spirits, and things that go bump in the night. Before we dive in, let's set the stage with a few questions to ponder. Have you ever felt an inexplicable chill while walking past an old house? Or have you heard soft, almost inaudible whispers when you're supposed to be alone? What about that cold, prickly feeling of being watched? As humans, we are naturally curious about the unknown, and it is this curiosity that takes us to some of the darkest places in history and the most haunted locations in the present. Today, we will explore these ghost stories one by one, each more spine-chilling than the last. The Laparol White House, Baguio. We begin our journey in the cool climes of Baguio, where the Laparol White House awaits. Located on Leonard Wood Road, this Victorian-style mansion built by the Laparol family quickly became known for its ghostly inhabitants. Like many haunted houses, the Laparol White House served as a base for Japanese soldiers during World War II. The atrocities committed within its walls have left a permanent scar, with many spirits trapped in eternal torment. Today, the house serves as a bamboo carving museum, but the paranormal activity continues. Stories from caretakers and visitors tell of lights flickering, footsteps echoing through empty halls, and sudden cold breezes. The most famous apparition is that of a white lady, often seen standing on the third step of the main staircase, gazing blankly into the distance. An insightful comment here might be to consider how traumatic historical events leave imprints on physical locations. The Philippine-American War and World War II left deep psychological scars on the people and places involved. The Laparol White House, being a site where Japanese soldiers allegedly tortured and killed numerous individuals, carries a heavy atmosphere of sorrow and pain. These emotions, some believe, could manifest as paranormal phenomena. The Red House, San Ildefonso, Bulacan. Our journey continues to San Ildefonso, Bulacan, where the infamous Red House stands. This house, with its blood-red exterior, has a dark past. Built in the 1920s, it was used as a barracks by Japanese soldiers during World War II and a holding site for comfort women. Many of these women were subjected to horrific abuse, and their spirits are said to haunt the house to this day. In 2014, parts of the house were dismantled, but the remaining structure still stands as a chilling reminder of its history. Visitors and locals report violent spirits, sudden cold spots, and disembodied screams. The house's grim history has earned it the title of one of Bulacan's most haunted locations. What's particularly fascinating is how the name Red House could be symbolic. Beyond its literal red paint, it might represent the bloodshed and emotional trauma experienced there. The history of comfort women during World War II is a painful chapter, and places like the Red House serve as stark reminders of the atrocities committed. The Herrera Mansion, Lucban, Quezon. Next, we travel to Lucban, Quezon. Nestled in this quaint town is the Herrera Mansion, a majestic yet eerie old white painted house. Built by a famous architect, the mansion is surrounded by tall grasses and an antique gate with pointed grills. At the entrance stands a statue depicting Elias from Noli Me Tangere, wrestling a crocodile, adding to the mansion's mysterious aura. The Herrera Mansion, considered the oldest house in Lucban, has a storied history. It survived World War II, during which it was bombed and partially destroyed, only to be rebuilt later. People living near the mansion have reported seeing headless Japanese soldiers, figures in old-fashioned clothing, and an elderly couple wandering the grounds. The most unsettling reports involve the sound of rattling doorknobs and chains dragging across the floors at night. Interestingly, it's worth noting how the mansion's aesthetic elements, like the statue of Elias, add to its mysterious and almost foreboding aura. Jose Rizal's Noli Me Tangere is a cornerstone of Philippine literature, dealing heavily with social injustices. The choice to immortalize Elias, a tragic hero, juxtaposed against the mansion's eerie atmosphere, creates a palpable sense of unresolved tension and sorrow. The Haunted Mansion on Escario Street, Cebu. Our next stop is in the bustling city of Cebu, known for its rich history and vibrant culture. However, Cebu also harbors a darker side, especially on Escario Street. Here lies the Escario Pension House, a 4-story building recently converted into a hotel. While under construction, the workers experienced a series of unexplained and tragic events. Every 3 months, a worker would mysteriously die. These deaths were often unexplained, leaving many to believe that the land on which the pension house was built was cursed. As the building neared completion, whispers of ghost sightings began to circulate. Guests staying at the pension house have reported various paranormal activities. Footsteps echoing in empty hallways, cold spots, and sudden drops in temperature are common occurrences. The most chilling of all are the apparitions. A shadowy figure, believed to be one of the unfortunate construction workers, is said to roam the halls at night. Despite these supernatural occurrences, the pension house remains operational. Would you dare spend a night there? Interestingly, historical records show that the area might have been part of an old burial ground. This could explain the unrest of the spirits. Malacanang Palace, Manila. Our final stop is perhaps the most famous haunted location in the Philippines, Malacanang Palace in Manila. As the official residence of the President of the Philippines, one would expect grandeur, not ghosts. However, Malacanang is reputed to be the country's most haunted house, with numerous accounts of paranormal activity. Former residents and staff have reported seeing the spirits of past presidents like Manuel L. Quezon, Sergio Osmeña, and Manuel Roxas. These spectral figures are often spotted in the state dining room, seemingly engaged in deep conversation or simply roaming the halls. Other supernatural occurrences include unexplained footsteps, flickering lights, and a mysterious piano playing by itself. One chilling story involves the ghost of a headless priest said to roam the palace grounds. This apparition has startled many a guard and visitor, adding to the palace's eerie reputation. Commenting on the nature of haunted places of power, it's fascinating how places like Malacanang Palace, which are seats of authority and decision-making, also harbor such rich tales of the supernatural. Could it be that the intense energies and emotions experienced in these halls make them more susceptible to paranormal phenomena? In delving deeper into the stories and legends surrounding these haunted locations, it's crucial to understand that these are not just isolated incidents, but part of a broader tapestry of supernatural occurrences that span the country. The Philippines, with its rich history marked by periods of colonization, war, and cultural amalgamation, provides a fertile ground for ghost stories and haunted locations. One of the common threads running through these haunted places is their historical significance. For instance, many of these structures were built during or just after significant periods of upheaval, such as the Spanish colonization and World War II. The atrocities and suffering that took place during these times often left lasting impressions on the locations where they occurred. Another layer to consider is the role of Filipino folklore and cultural beliefs in shaping these ghost stories. The Philippines has a rich tradition of folklore, with tales of elemental spirits, mythical creatures, and ancestral ghosts. These beliefs often intersect with Catholicism, resulting in a unique blend of supernatural lore. For example, the concept of the White Lady is prevalent in many Filipino ghost stories, including those of the Laprol White House and Malacanang Palace. This archetype, often a spirit seeking justice or mourning a tragic event, can be traced back to both pre-colonial and Spanish colonial influences. Moreover, the belief in ancestral spirits and the importance of respecting these entities is deeply ingrained in Filipino culture. This respect extends to haunted locations, where offerings and rituals are performed to appease restless spirits. To further understand the haunted nature of these locations, let's delve into some historical accounts that may have contributed to their eerie reputations. The Laprol White House's haunting is often attributed to its use by Japanese soldiers during World War II. Baguio was a strategic location during the war, and many houses, including the Laprol Mansion, were commandeered by the Japanese. The brutal treatment of prisoners and residents during this time has left a dark legacy. Historical records indicate that torture and executions were common, contributing to the house's reputation as a hotbed of paranormal activity. Similarly, the Red House in San Ildefonso, Bulacan, serves as a stark reminder of the comfort women's plight during World War II. Historical documentation and survivor accounts detail the horrific experiences of these women, who were forced into sexual slavery by the Japanese military. The trauma and pain endured within the walls of the Red House have left an indelible mark, manifesting as violent spirits and unsettling phenomena. Malacanang Palace's haunted reputation can be linked to its long and storied history. Built in the mid-18th century, the palace has witnessed the rise and fall of numerous administrations, each bringing its share of political intrigue and emotional intensity. The deaths of prominent figures, such as the assassination of General Antonio Luna and the death of President Manuel L. Quezon, add layers to the palace's haunted narrative. The Herrera Mansion in Lucban, Quezon, likewise has its share of historical scars. Damaged during World War II, the mansion served as a refuge and later a battleground. The presence of headless Japanese soldiers, as reported by locals, ties into the broader history of wartime atrocities and the brutal treatment of prisoners and soldiers alike. While historical context provides a foundation, the personal accounts of those who have experienced these hauntings add depth and authenticity to the stories. Visitors to the Laprol White House often recount feelings of unease and inexplicable cold spots. One visitor shared an experience of seeing a shadowy figure at the top of the staircase, which vanished upon closer inspection. Another account involves a group of friends who toured the house and felt an overwhelming sense of sadness near the fireplace, where they later learned prisoners were once tortured. The Red House's reputation for violent spirits is supported by numerous personal accounts. A local resident reported hearing disembodied screams and seeing shadowy figures moving through the house at night. Another chilling story involves a group of paranormal investigators who ventured into the house and captured EVP electronic voice phenomena recordings of voices pleading for help. In Lucban, the Herrera Mansion's hauntings are well known among locals. A resident recounted seeing the apparition of a headless soldier walking through the grounds at dusk. Another story involves an elderly couple who appear and disappear near the mansion's entrance, seemingly locked in a perpetual state of mourning. Guests at the Escario Mansion in Cebu have shared spine-tingling experiences of seeing shadowy figures and feeling sudden drops in temperature. One particularly unsettling account involves a guest who woke up in the middle of the night to find a figure standing at the foot of the bed, only to disappear when the lights were turned on. The guest later learned that their room was situated near where one of the construction workers had died. Malacanang Palace's haunted reputation is bolstered by numerous accounts from former residents and staff. One guard shared an experience of hearing footsteps and seeing a man in period clothing walking through the hall, only to vanish into thin air. Another story involves a staff member who heard a piano playing in the middle of the night, despite the room being empty. What's particularly fascinating about these personal accounts is the consistency in the types of phenomena reported. Apparitions, cold spots, disembodied voices, and feelings of unease are common across all these locations. This raises intriguing questions about the nature of hauntings. Are these manifestations of residual energy, replaying traumatic events like a broken record, or are they intelligent entities attempting to communicate with the living? In recent years, modern paranormal investigations have added a new dimension to the study of haunted locations. Equipped with advanced technology, investigators aim to capture and document evidence of the supernatural. EMF electromagnetic field detectors, infrared cameras, EVP recorders, and thermal imaging are commonly used tools. A team of paranormal investigators conducted an overnight investigation at the Laprol White House. Using infrared cameras, they captured unexplained orbs of light moving through the rooms. EVP sessions yielded chilling results, with voices responding to questions in both Tagalog and English. One investigator felt a hand on their shoulder, despite being alone in the room. In the Red House, an investigation team reported high EMF readings in areas where comfort women were held. Infrared footage captured shadowy figures moving through the house, and thermal imaging detected cold spots near the main entrance. An EVP session recorded a voice saying, "Talungan niyo ako, help me," adding to the house's grim reputation. While formal investigations are limited due to the palace's security, anecdotal accounts from security personnel provide valuable insights. One guard shared a story of seeing lights flicker in an empty corridor, followed by a sudden drop in temperature. Another reported hearing whispers and feeling a presence while patrolling the grounds at night. It's important to consider the psychological impact of haunted places on both visitors and residents. The power of suggestion, combined with historical knowledge and personal beliefs, can amplify fear and heighten the perception of paranormal activity. As we conclude this spine-tingling episode, it's essential to reflect on the broader implications of these haunted stories. Beyond the fear and fascination lies a deeper narrative of history, trauma, and the human experience. These haunted houses serve as tangible connections to the past, reminding us of the lives lived, the struggles endured, and the stories left untold. Dear listeners, your curiosity and engagement drive the exploration of these eerie tales. We invite you to share your own ghost stories and haunted experiences. Whether it's a chilling encounter in your hometown or a strange phenomenon in your school, your stories add richness to our narrative tapestry. If you've enjoyed this episode and want to support our continued efforts in bringing you captivating stories, please consider supporting the podcast. Check the show notes for links on how you can contribute financially. Your support helps us improve our production quality, cover research costs, and bring you more wonderful episodes. Until next time, stay curious and brave, and always remember to respect the spirits of the past.